The Silent Killer: 6 Ways Narcissists Use Silence to Break You. Have you ever felt like you were drowning in silence? Was someone deliberately giving you the cold shoulder or leaving you in the dark without an explanation? If that someone happens to be a narcissist, then you're not imagining things. Narcissists are experts in emotional manipulation, and one of their most powerful tactics is silence. It's subtle, insidious, and, over time, it can break you down. In this video, we'll break down exactly how narcissists use silence as a weapon, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from its devastating effects. By understanding these tactics, you'll be better equipped to identify and stop them in their tracks. So, let's dive into the ways narcissists use silence to break you. 1. The silent treatment: punishment without a word. One of the most common and well-known forms of silent manipulation used by narcissists is the silent treatment. This is when a narcissist completely shuts down communication with you, ignoring you, refusing to acknowledge your existence, and leaving you in emotional limbo. At first, you might feel confused or hurt, wondering what went wrong. But narcissists don't want you to know the reason. In fact, they enjoy watching you squirm in uncertainty. The silent treatment is a form of punishment designed to make you feel insignificant and unworthy. Narcissists thrive on control, and by using silence as a tool, they maintain their power over you. The silence isn't just an absence of words, it's a weapon used to make you feel small, dependent, and desperate for their approval. 2. Withholding approval and validation. If there's one thing narcissists crave, it's admiration. They feed off the validation of others. However, when a narcissist stops giving you that validation, they create an emotional void that you feel deep inside. This is a subtle yet effective form of silence. They don't outright tell you you're unworthy. Instead, they simply don't acknowledge your worth. For example, let's say you've achieved something significant, like completing a big project at work or hitting a personal milestone. Instead of congratulating you or acknowledging your effort, a narcissist might say nothing at all. They may act as though your accomplishment is irrelevant, even though they thrive on attention themselves. This lack of recognition can slowly erode your self-esteem and make you question your value. Over time, you'll start to depend on their approval for any sense of worth, which is exactly what they want. The narcissist's silence reinforces the idea that you are only valuable when they choose to acknowledge you. 3. Playing mind games: silence as manipulation. When narcissists go silent, they're not always avoiding conflict or being passive-aggressive. Sometimes, they use silence as a manipulative strategy to control your behavior. They know that you'll be desperate for a resolution, and they use that desperation to their advantage. For example, a narcissist might stop talking to you after a disagreement, making you feel as though the conversation is unresolved. You'll likely start overthinking, trying to figure out what went wrong or what you could have said differently. This is exactly what they want. They want you to beg for their attention, to chase after them, and to put the blame on yourself. This game of cat and mouse creates an unhealthy dynamic where you're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to fix things and earn their favor. But no matter how much you try to please them, they always withhold the resolution. Narcissists know that by keeping you on edge, they maintain control over you. 4. Exploiting your need for clarity. Humans are wired to crave clarity. We don't like being left in the dark, especially when it comes to our relationships. But narcissists love to exploit this natural need. By leaving you in a state of uncertainty, they keep you emotionally hooked. Imagine this: you've had a disagreement with a narcissist, and you're left wondering whether the relationship is over. You may feel torn between wanting to reach out and fix things, and fearing that doing so would only make things worse. Narcissists use this confusion as a tool to weaken your sense of self. When they refuse to communicate and leave you guessing, you become more vulnerable to their manipulation. This psychological warfare makes it hard to move on or to make decisions with clarity. You might start doubting your own intuition, second-guessing every action, and constantly trying to figure out where you stand with them. It's a mental trap that they've set, and they know you'll fall right into it. 5. The power of ghosting, disappearing when you need them most. Ghosting is another form of silence that narcissists use to emotionally manipulate their victims. The difference here is that ghosting doesn't just involve withholding communication. It's a complete and sudden disappearance from the narcissist's life, often at a time when you need them the most. For instance, let's say you've just gone through a tough time in your personal or professional life, and you reach out to a narcissist for support. Instead of offering comfort, they disappear without a trace, leaving you to face your struggles alone. When they reappear, often after you've suffered through the emotional toll of their absence, they act as if nothing happened, giving no explanation or apology for their behavior. This pattern of disappearing and reappearing is a cruel tactic that keeps you constantly unsure of where you stand with them. It makes you crave their attention even more, and you begin to question your own worth and whether you deserve their presence. Narcissists use this tactic to manipulate your emotions and make you feel like you're unimportant, only to re-enter your life when it serves their needs. 6. Silence as control, the final blow. Finally, narcissists use silence as a form of ultimate control. When they are silent, they are able to maintain a sense of power in the relationship. They know that you will be the one to break the silence, that you will be the one to reach out and try to restore communication. And when you do, they have all the power. This dynamic plays out in a vicious cycle. They withhold communication, leaving you to feel anxious, rejected, and powerless. Eventually, you feel so emotionally drained that you'll do whatever it takes to bring things back to normal, even if it means giving up your dignity or sense of self. The narcissist knows this. They know that by staying silent, they have all the power to control the narrative. This ability to control through silence is their final weapon in emotionally breaking you. How to protect yourself from narcissistic silence. The best way to protect yourself from narcissistic silence is by recognizing it for what it is: a manipulation tactic designed to control, punish and break you down. Once you see the signs, you can begin to detach from the narcissist's influence. Here are a few strategies to help. Set boundaries. Don't allow silence to dictate your emotional state. If a narcissist uses silence as punishment, stand firm in your boundaries and refuse to engage in the emotional games they're playing. Seek support. Don't isolate yourself. Talk to friends, family, or a therapist to help process your emotions and regain clarity. Don't chase after them. If a narcissist is using silence to control you, resist the urge to chase after them. Silence is often a way for them to feel powerful. Take that power away by not responding. Focus on yourself. Strengthen your sense of self-worth and emotional resilience. Narcissists only have power if you allow them to. In conclusion, silence is one of the most dangerous weapons in a narcissist's arsenal. Whether they're using it to punish, manipulate, or control, the effects of narcissistic silence can be devastating. But with awareness and the right strategies, you can protect yourself from their toxic influence. Recognizing silence as a weapon rather than a tool for communication is the first step toward regaining control of your emotional well-being. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comments and follow for more update.